Alright everyone, I would like to welcome you back to another VV Ultimatium video. I've been really getting into this game lately. Honestly, it is a lot of fun. Today we are going to be going over what is the best and the worst race, along with builds and tips and tricks that I think can help you. And I'm also going to be showcasing the shrifts, the reses, and all the awakenings and weapons. I'm obviously not going to show every weapon because I don't own every weapon, but I'm going to explain their capabilities, what builds you should be sticking to. And so with that, let's get right into it. First, I'm going to start off with the regular Arrancar. I'm going to be doing Arrancar, Quincy, Shinigami, as well as the Vasto Lord. So I believe that's how you pronounce it. I actually have not watched Bleach yet. I've watched everything but Bleach, so I want to get into that. So I actually do have a video for hollows and how they work and how to get the reses and how to get a Shikai. So if you want to know more about that, go into one of my other videos. But for now, we're going to be discussing what makes them good, what makes them bad, what's their best res, so on and so forth. By the way, this is my clan. I just started it. And if you want to join, feel free, as I would love new clan people. So, Hollow is great for its resurrection. That is about it. The resurrection and its abilities is what carries this whole thing. I'm using Fury, which is what's supposed to be one of the best. It does have lifesteal properties. You have dash moves, which these all do pair really well with the Scythe. Scythe is a good weapon. I wouldn't say it's the best. Depends on your play style. So for the Arrancar, whatever it's called, whatever it's called, you want to mainly focus on race. Why do I say that? Why are you like, oh my goodness, race? Why not Hakuto? Why not strength? Why not speed? I think speed is underwhelming and really predictable. It's gotten a lot of debuffs like Dragon Cleaver. It's not good anymore. A lot of these speed moves are only good for their ultimates. Blade Flow is good if you're using a good weapon for Shinigami, which I'll get into later. Speed is good, but why do I say race? And I also have the Slippery Fighter, so you can launch them into the air and do air combos. So it's not my thing, but you can Z-step with it. Also for build, it should be vastly reserves. I do metal just because I'm not the greatest at parrying, so I need more metal. I say race, and that is, or otherwise known as Keto, because Arachnars have a special skill essence that you can get called I believe it's called the King Cero. I personally do not have it. I have been grinding non-stop. I do not have it. But it's basically a Cero. I also have the upgraded Cero. And then there's a big explosion at the end. That's why I say race. It has really strong damage output, and you don't need to do a lot of moves. You don't need a combo with Hakuta infinitely. Cero is extremely strong by itself. Now, do I recommend the Cero Ultra Power variant? Depends on your play style, because as you can see in 10 seconds, it has a really extremely long wind up time. There's rapid fire, where you can shoot 3 Ceros, and then there's the speed variant, which my friend has and I've used. I don't personally like it, where you go whoop, boom, and it's really fast. But the power is a really long target time, but the damage is worth it. As you can see, I one-shot the lizard, and I'm like level 60, so if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. Bolo, not strong. Finger Cero works like a shotgun. This is my 5th account. That is not a great move. I do not recommend it. People say it's great. I don't see it. I only want it for the high speed regen. The barrier is okay. The Bolo Swarm, I don't recommend. Psycho Crash, that is good, as well as the Zero Clutch. Because basically what race is its range, and it has grabs when you later progress. I don't recommend the Bolo Blaster. You can use Bolo Ripcord if you want, but it can be blocked, and so it kind of makes it useless. I do recommend you take the path up if you want to have a mix. If you don't want to have a mix, I do think that you should go for more of a this and then branch off here. Race is extremely strong for hollow, just a lot of high output damage. The weapons can vary. This is the transformation or minor beast or fury. I did have Los Lobos when I originally spawned, and I got it. If you watch my stream, or not my stream, if you watch my video, you can see that I got both Los Lobos and Mantis all in one. So you have this. It's not great on these NPCs and power. I believe it just buffs your damage. Scale of Fury is a PvP one where you just grab them and then you hit them upwards, which can combo really well with Scythe if you do that move, the crit. And yeah, like I said, it empowers your weapon and stuff. Makes you do more damage, pairs really well with Scythe. And you only get your traits whenever you turn into the res. I was a centipede. Never do that. Please do gorilla or something much easier. Don't do centipede. It's so hard. But so this is the overall. I also don't have a lot of spirit charms. I'm pretty indecisive. As this is the hollow build that I do recommend, very highly suggest. I think that strength and Hakuda are pretty useless. And then the next one that I have on this account, because I am not a Robux guru, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money to have more slots on one account. I think that's pointless. But the next one we're going to go into is Soul Reaper. What is the best ability? Oh, and the best ability for Shinigami, I do think would be... I'll get into that. Depends on your playstyle. Best for Hollow, I would say either Rage or Fury or Los Lobos, as those are extremely strong. This also works similar. If you have the shards, you can get different weapons. This is not an obtainable weapon. Some people call it Toji's weapon. It is not obtainable through spinning. A lot of people get that confused. They think that it's obtainable through that, and it's not. But for this one, what do I recommend? This is very split. If you want to grind for these skill essences, like everything else, and get Aizen's purple box, I'm not going to try to pronounce its name, but the giant purple box through a skill essence, you do have to do race, and you have to pretty much max it out. This one is good for stuns. If you want to stun and you want to kind of just be annoying, mainly, would be this. If you want to do a lot of like singular target damage, this is the path. And if you want to do like buffs on your sword, make it stronger, and have AoE, right here. This path, I don't know too much about. I think it's just pulling and stuff. But you could do race if you want Aizen's big box. Or, depending on your ability, like mine, I have the Demon Light. I did have a legendary at one point, but I do prefer Demon Light. Why is that? That, as you can see, pulls them to you. This move, which is Nunchucks, I do believe that the heavy has a longer cooldown than normal heavy. It's just a little rapid attack. And then you have to have 30 mastery. I don't actually use Shinigami that much, so I'm not able to showcase the last move. But I do believe you just throw it, and that is pretty much all there is to it. You just throw it, and it's like, oh wow. But this is just the speed move for the blade. Now, if you want to cosplay as Toji, I do recommend you go with a speed build. Speed is not extremely strong or unique, but it's pretty solid, as who doesn't want to be Toji, am I right? But this is a spear. It works like a spear. The crit is the same as a spear. The other one that I showed you in the beginning, those other two are completely special. Now, depending on your build, Sunbokuza, which is the flower one, or Senbazakura, you get like flowers in your sword, and then Blooming Madness, you like shoot flowers or something like that. I believe so. Those I think would be really good with more of a race build. Everything's gonna be race, and why is that? Because race is ultra specific. If you want to be a little speed guy and you want to have a dagger, do speed. I do think strength also goes hand in hand with speed. Why is that? Because these are this move, the slam where you send the false images. You have the assassin's impale. These all require weapons. If you have a good weapon, or you have one like mine that has its own special things, and it has its own special properties, do not make the mistake of doing Hakuda. Because as you can see, I can hold out my weapon and I can't do, I'm spamming my 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. You cannot do it. Hakuda is only for one race, which I will get into later. But that is pretty much the overall rundown. I'm sorry, what? Oh, I think he wants to 1v1. Do we put the spear to the test? Let's put the spear to the test, guys. Oh, he's gonna take the easy side. I have to go all the way around. So I guess we're gonna showcase Demon's Light in real time. No abilities, just straight M1s. This pulls them to you. I'm not the best at PvP, which is why I do put a lot in metal, and why I get super frustrated with these events that I have to fight other people. But why not? I'm gonna try to use all the forms for it. Yeah, see, that move is pretty much hit and miss. This is the transformation. I don't actually know how to get different ones. I think you just auto-assign one, but it's kind of like an oh well to me. You can't do too much about it. Yeah, he might cook me. It might be over. And whenever you're trying to fight someone, it should be a parry game. If they parry, wait until you parry to hit again, is what I've kind of come to learn. You very rarely can you sneak in extra hits and M1s and crits. Very rarely does that happen. So I don't recommend you try to go for it. Demon's Blight is good with Heavenly Restriction, and I say that not as a Toji fan or as a JJK lover, but as a actual person that plays this game. As long as you're fine with not using moves, which Heavenly Restriction does not mean you can not use race moves or not use strength moves. It means you can't use skills at all. Zero, zilch, nothing. You're on your own, just you and your M1. So it requires very specific builds. See, that is that in action. D, W, D. Yeah, I'm not very good at those either. Oh, good thing we're equal. And we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna brawl until he wins. Because I do not see myself winning this. I know, have some faith, but faith is strung out, especially when I try to fight assassin users. There's also different M1s for Demon's Blight too. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely cooking me. You can feel free to skip ahead if you're bored. It does not matter to me. You're just gonna watch me get destroyed. Oh, it's always these freaking Quincy users that just spam the M1s because, okay, yeah. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the Shinigami. It's okay. I mean, I would not recommend this to be your main race. I think that you need to wait for Bankai to come out for it to be stronger, as the Senbakorza, whatever it's called, I don't think is all that great. Which, it was rumored that Bankai is going to be coming out in about a week, so I would wait until that happens. Otherwise, I'm going to cut to the part where I'm on my other accounts for my other 2 race showcases. Alright, so we are back on my alt account where, oh my goodness, I don't have Vasto Lord. I thought I had Vasto Lord, that's fine. I can just graze over it real quickly. You can look at my guides and things on what's good for getting into the Vasto Lord state. I can breeze over it whenever I go on that account. So this is the famed Quincy. Oh, yeah, I forgot I left during my mission. But this is the famed Quincy. What weapons are good, what weapons are bad? All depends on your playstyle. I am actually a assassin type. In every game I like to be fast, but I have found myself enjoying the club as it is. I'm just gonna teleport to Soul Society outskirts, see if there's any like lizards or anything, so I can showcase the moves, their damage. On this account, I am level 53, I believe. All my accounts, I'm at least level 50, because that's how long it has taken me to kill all these bosses, reses, Shikai, everything in between. So, Quincy, one of the most fun, but also the longest progression you have. It is really painfully long, and I will be dropping a guide on it, because after this video I'm going to be wiping this account and restarting for you guys. Yes, you heard it right, because I do believe that other people should know how it works. I do find myself loving the bat. Rapier is good if you want to be fast. Hammer if you want to do the most damage. Club is pretty balanced. It's slow, but it does the second most damage. And to get into the Quincy, what do I recommend? What path do I recommend you go into? This one was a Hakuda build I had in mind. I was going to get God Fist. It was going to be peachy. I was going to get drop. Oh, gotta take care of the lizards so I can showcase some of these Hakuda moves. So here, and Quincy is reliant on their weapon. So that's also why I don't recommend Hakuda. Hakuda is for one race. I don't recommend anybody else use it. I do not like it. But I will go over the progression for Quincy in a different video. So this is Quincy. It has a bunch of different weapons. The skill tree I do recommend as a surprise to absolutely nobody is gonna be race. It's gonna be race. Which race is important? This is AoE. This is strictly AoE. You have the flash. You have the sword is really good. I do think that the sword is something that most people should have. It's pretty much free damage. I used to hate the bow with all of my might. I did not like the bow. I did not like the way it worked. But after playing it in PvP so many different times, it's really good. There's the one where you shoot them down, which is like a combo. There's this one, which is a charge. There's this one, which is a charge, and then it sends them flying. There's this one, which is a barrage. That's best for PvP. PvE, race could still be good. This one has a lot of AoE, a lot of lightning storms, a lot of like fire, and just like a lot of stuff in vicinity, as well as the flashes. Strength, it's okay in this, but since you have a weapon, I do recommend that you use race or strength. Hakuda, you're solely reliant on your fists. Not great. Most of these require weapons. I do recommend strength. I don't think speed is great for Quincy. It doesn't stack up right. Oh, I just got Dragon Fist. This is Blast Punish, a good move. This is Dragon Fist, kind of meh. I would be wiping it, like I said. I will obviously be transferring my legendaries and stuff. Raid Boss I do think is good. You don't see Quincy super often, as it is a hard race to master. This is Quincy, and then this is the transformation. You take it off, it's the most annoying sounding thing ever. I'm just going to turn my volume off because I'm tired of hearing the loud whining sound it makes. Now, what do I recommend for your ability? The most important part of all. Superstar. Do I know what Superstar does? No. Do I need to know? No, also no. It's either going to be Blade Master, which is good for PvP. Dimensional's good if you want to be sneaky and use movement. I do see Thunder used a lot. Necromancy, I do regret using, as you're pretty reliant on race because you do need distance. And it's kind of useless if you don't have the 5% version. This is what Necromancy looks like. you kind of just sit here and then, oh, I have to wait for that to recharge. But this is the ability. Oh, please don't fight me. I'm so bad at this game. And then I'm going to, I need to find someone to summon it on. Like Maharaga, help. Scorpion, boom. I'm just going to say my bad so he doesn't try to fight me. Quincy, this is going to be wiped anyway. Not great. Not with club, at least. I did enjoy it for low levels. This is super fun and easy to kill. I do recommend you do rifle. I hate rifle players as well, but it's really good for creating distance, which goes really well with race. This is, oh, that scared me for a second. Oh, there's a Vasto Lord. This is Quincy. Overall good. I still do recommend race. We're going to go back to home. I'm going to go to my Hollow account. Even though it is not Vasto Lord, I will explain what you should use, why you should be using what I think you should be using. Vasto Lord, I think, is one of the easiest things to get out of all the races. This is the absolute easiest one. You just have to go through a little bit of progress and you're good, which I do have the guide up for. Feel free to go look at it. This is the evolution quest, which you have to gain progress. I'm only at 20. I thought I completed it, but I've had so many different accounts that I can't even keep track anymore. As I said, I'm not paying price for any of these. So, if I were a Vasto Lord, what would I do? Hakuda. This is the only time Hakuda is acceptable, as you cannot use a weapon. Hakuda is solid for a Vasto Lord. If you're reliant on your weapon, then not so great. You keep your Sero and your Roar. You can also get the race abilities if you want, but I do not recommend it, as your power is not that potent. There are ups and downs to a Vasto Lord, though. And you're probably like, huh, what are those? I've had a lot of people come to me and say how bad it is. Vasto Lord is not that terrible. Whenever you're in your resurrection, you temporarily get your perks. You get them for a short amount of time. Whether you chose wings, skinny, hollow, whatever you chose. You get those for a temporary amount of time. If you are a Vasto Lord, you keep them, no matter what. Those are always going to stay with you. All throughout everything. You're never going to get rid of them. So I do recommend you choose your perks wisely, but there's also a good upside to it. You also do increased Hakudo damage at base. People are like, oh, well, that's not confirmed. Yes, it is. Okay, don't listen to them. You do more damage at base. That's pretty much all you need to know. You do more damage for Hakudo. If you want straight hands, use Hakudo. It is extremely strong, and it is a good tool that you should be using if you do just want to throw hands. You do keep Sero, you do keep Roar, so you do have a little bit of range and a little bit of crowd control. So if you want hands, go into Vasto. If you want a plethora of PvP abilities, Quincy. I do recommend Quincy is really good for PvP. They're really annoying. It's what I lose to most often. Hollow is kind of well-rounded. It's kind of all over the place. These are all mainly reliant going off of your skill essences. That's what makes or break a battle. That's what makes or breaks the game. I did have a skill essence, but I ended up trading it for a 4th tier charm. Tell me if that's good or not. I have no idea. I don't know the value of anything in this game, but I traded it away, so I was not able to, show it or anything. Hollow is pretty well-rounded. It's kind of like, I'm trying to come up with words for it. It's just well-rounded. It's just like your meh. You have your meat potatoes, but if you get the hollow skill essence for the King Sero, it becomes extremely powerful. If you get the skill essence for Shinigami, it becomes extremely powerful. What do I recommend? Do you recommend you be like me and grind and do all the races, so if I ever get a skill essence, I just swap it over to that account? No, I recommend you go with what feels most fun, as these all have different abilities. Vasto has no transformation, no rage, no nothing. So if you don't care about transformations, don't do do Vasto. If you want the coolest looking animation, you just want to have aura in this game, or whatever it is, you just want to look cool, I do think that Hollow is the way to go. You can argue Quincy has better drip. Quincy's transformation is lame and it is annoying, like annoyingly loud. Hollow, most aura. If you want to cosplay, I do recommend you go Shinigami. If you want to be like, oh, like an Aizen. I've seen 1,000 Aizen people on this game. It's kind of annoying. That has the strongest race ability, which is the purple box. I just call it purple box because I don't actually know what it's called. But that is the strongest race ability ever. It does have a 400-second cooldown. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. I just thought about that. It has a 400-second cooldown. But if you want a guaranteed win in a fight, that box does massive amounts of damage. Yes, I said massive. But that's pretty much it. It really depends on your playstyle, your skill essence. If you just want to play this game for fun, I do recommend you go with Hollow overall, as it has the easiest, kind of hardest progression. And I only say hardest because of the progress. Oh, I got back scales. Sure, why not? The progress is the hardest thing about it. Otherwise, or it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to fight the Thor boss. You can if you want to. You don't have to. I might have a guide on him whenever I do Quincy, because he is hard and it took me a lot of tries. I do have guides for like resurrections and stuff like that. If you guys want any more information on this game at all, feel free to let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I mean, these videos take everything I have, as I don't have a lot of views. It's kind of sad to keep posting videos when I get like 10 views, no interactions, no likes. So if you stay this long, I appreciate it. I will be having a Robux giveaway at 100 subscribers. It feels like forever away. I will be having like a 5,000 Robux giveaway for all of my subscribers. So make sure to subscribe. And with that, that is going to be the what is the best race? I personally, once again, think Hollow. Overall, if you just want to play a game and have fun, just do Hollow. It's the easiest, and that's really all I can say about it. With that, the video comes to a close. I would like to thank you guys for your support. I know there's not a lot of you, but I would like to thank each and every one of you once again. Giveaway at 100 subscribers. And with that, I will conclude the video. Have a good day.